Hey guys, it's me, Tommy, and I'm back again with another tutorial. I'll be showing you guys how I colored and created this beautiful kinky straight unit from HerGivenHair. So let's get right into it. So HerGivenHair gave me 3 bundles and a closure of their kinky straight hair. The hair came in this beautiful black sturdy box, as well as a brochure that has step-by-step information, like everything you need to know about your hair. It is in this booklet and I love it. They show you what to do as soon as you get it out the box, washing instructions, how to take care of the hair before installing it, and then when you turn to the back of it, it's going to show you what to do after you install it, how to maintain it, how to wash your extensions, how to prevent shedding, how to color it, what to do about coloring it, what products are really good with whatever hair you import from them. Like this booklet has everything you need to know. So I was sent over an 18-inch closure. This closure is so beautiful, guys. I love it. It's so thick and full. It gives me that nice, beautiful, natural texture to it. And I love always having a border on my closures. As far as my bundles are concerned, they're very intact. There's no beards on the wefts. Like the hair is super, super soft and nice and thick all the way down to the end. So I was sent over 3 bundles. The inches are one bundle of 20 inches, and I also got 2 bundles of 18 inches as well as an 18-inch closure. I'll put all the product information below. I'm going to color the hair this nice, beautiful light caramel brown from Revlon Color Silk. I used 3 boxes of this. So when I color my hair, I like to put it in a plastic bag. So I will place my bundles one by one, putting a bundle in it, coloring it, bundle in it, coloring it, and then massaging the color into it. So this is a different angle of how my bundles look in a plastic bag. I know that when I'm coloring the entire bundle, I don't need to just lay it out. I like to keep it intact so it's nice and easy for me to color. And then once I'm done with that bottle, I'll just fill it up with water, shake it up, and pour it onto the rest of the hair in the bag. This was the old trick that Fabulosity Is Me did like a way long time ago that I always love doing. So I just color and process the hair in a plastic bag, massage the color into it, and then just let it sit and process for 30 minutes. Now when it comes to the closure, kind of do something a little similar, but this time I'm going to tack it onto my dome head that I have. So I'm going to tack the closure onto it so it's nice and secure when I am coloring it. And I'm just going to go line by line, doing section by section, coloring the hair. So I'm just going to do the first section, I'm going to add the color to it, next section, add the color to it. I found it a little bit easier for me to just mist a little bit of water with the hair because it makes the color just spread a little bit better when you're dealing with this thick texture. And then I'm just going ahead to proceed coloring the hair. I didn't color it all the way to the lace of the closure. I left a little bit of brown, so it's kind of like an ombre, not sort of kind of like an ombre, but at least the roots are dark and then it eventually gets lighter towards the end. So after applying the color to the hair, again, for the 3 bundles and the closure, I used 3 boxes of color. The last box, I didn't use the whole thing, so I had a little bit of color left over, so I'm just trying to use all the color I can on the closure. So after saturating the closure with color, I'm going to take the plastic bag and I'm going to flip it so that the closure is inside the bag, and then I'm just going to tack it up and let it process for 30 minutes as well. Hopefully I'm not going through these steps really fast. I mean, this is a long process, but I'm trying to condense it for you guys in a nice format. So after letting the hair sit for 30 minutes and letting it air dry, now it's time for me to make my unit. I will have all the information on my mannequin head, as well as the spandex dome cap that I'm using, the T-pins, all the information I will have below. So I'm going to tack my closure, tacking it at the front first and then the back, and then I'm going to move my way to the sides. I like to make sure that my closure is nice and flat whenever I am creating my units so that it fits as well as possible. So I start with the back and then I work my way to the front. I'm going to take the rest of my hair, I'm going to make it into a nice little bun, and I'm going to clamp it, and then I'm going to begin sewing my closure. So here's a nice close-up shot on how I sew my closures down. I'm going to hold the extra lace and I'm going to begin sewing my closure down. Holding my extra lace down lets the lace just continue to lay flat as I'm sewing alongside the closure. Now, one tip I definitely would tell you guys is not to sew through the elastic band that's around the spandex dome cap, but through the fabric. And I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about in my next shot. I'm gonna do a close-up so you guys can see. So I'm making sure that I go through the fabric, so make sure the needle is all the way on the top through the fabric and not through the elastic band. If you sew through the elastic band, it's gonna be hard for the elastic band to stretch. So that's why I sew the needle through the fabric. I'm gonna twist the thread around and then I'm gonna pull the needle through to create my knot. So I'm gonna continue doing this sewing method all the way around the closure until it's completely done. So I start with the sides, work my way to the middle. So one side I do, then I take another needle, I do the other side, and then I work my way all the way to the middle. And this is the final look on how your closure should look once you're done. If you want a more detailed video, I definitely will link how I make my wigs in detail, very, very detailed video on the top. You guys can check that out. That method's a little bit different from what I'm doing here. The next step, I'm going to take my 20-inch and I'm going to put it around the perimeter of my unit. The reason why I'm doing this is because it gives me a better illusion when the wind blows. You won't see my wefts. So I'm sewing it down first, all the way around the perimeter, and then I'm going to proceed to sew the rest of my bundles going horizontally. So I'm showing you guys how it looks tacked around the side, and then I'm going to begin to sew horizontally across my dome cap. Now I don't cut my wefts at all. I always like to do the fold method. So to do the fold method, what you'll do is you'll take the thread and you'll put it outside of your weft. You're gonna take the end of your weft and you're gonna fold it. I keep my thumb placed down, then I take my T-pin and I push it in there so that that fold stays there, and then I'm going to pin the rest of the weft alongside my dome cap. I'm also going to show you guys the distance that I use when I'm sewing it. So about that much space I use to tack it across. So I'm going to proceed to put my T-pins into my my mannequin head just so that it lays nice and flat, and showing you the distance between it, and then I'm going to continue to sew across. Now, when you're working with the edges, when you're doing the fold, you want it to lay as flat as possible. So I'm just going to keep creating nice tight knots, holding the fold down so it's nice and flat. You can tack it down as much as you want to so that it lays really flat. And then once I get it the flatness that I want, then I'm going to proceed to continue to sew across the hair. So that's the method that I'm going to be doing with all 2.5 bundles, because I didn't use all of the 3 bundles. Just going right across, back and forth, folding it, back and forth, folding it. Now I'm just going to show you guys, this is the end of my second bundle, and that's how much space I have left. As you can see, like this unit, like you don't need 3-4 bundles. You can use 2.5 and it should be perfectly fine. You can see the thickness of the unit, and it's only 2 bundles, one 20-inch and one 18-inch hair. So I'm going to squeeze in the last bit of my other 18-inch into it, and then I am done. I sew all the way to the top. Once my unit is done, then I'm gonna cut the lace off the closure. I like to find the sharpest scissors I have, so I use the scissors that I cut like my eyebrow hairs with, because I feel like it's really sharp and precise. So I cut the lace off the front of the closure, and then I'm going to remove my unit from my dome cap, and I'm going to cut the fabric that's underneath the closure as well. And that's how your unit should look. So that's basically how I create my units, guys. Stay tuned for my installation and my styling. I'll show you guys in another video. The reason why I have it 2-parted up is because I wanted you guys to see in detail how I create my units. So be on the lookout for that video. I'm gonna show you guys how much hair I have left with my 3rd bundle. Just a lot of hair that I have left with my 3rd bundle. So again, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you click that bell to notify you when a new video is up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.